We were talking about people who have difficult lives or troubles that come, but we all do. Everybody does. Don't abandon the ship when the waves are a little high.
Travis Wayne Goodsall. Religion is guaranteed in the First Amendment of the United States of America's Constitution, Bill of Rights. Religion is just a religion, isn't it? Religion, we assume, is designed that regardless of whether it's the Bible or some other book, that they're teaching their people to be good. to be good to their neighbors, to not hate people, to not want to take away the other people's agency. Getting all excited. To not take away life, to not take away liberty, to not take away property. You know, what's in the United States Constitution. Guaranteed to all citizens equally. We assume that a religion will not be secretly forming a coup against the government to create the kingdom of God, their God. We assume that they won't be committing crimes of theft, of any kind of monetary crime, such as rape, polygamy, prostitution, adultery, no financial frauds, no financial scams, that they give of any substance that they have. And even though the United States allows for priestcraft, that a religion will not focus on making money as the leader of a congregation. That they are all about setting the example for their membership. Not being duplicitous, preaching what they don't practice. That somehow they're the exemption clause. We expect this of our religions. That is what's understood in the First Amendment. Freedom of religion is not freedom to commit crime, to coup America and the Constitution, to push a religious freedom movement for your religion over all else. We expect that. So did Joseph Smith. In section 134, this was put in Joseph Smith's 1835 Doctrine and Covenants, was titled On Government. Brigham Young, for some reason, bumped it to the back. As, I guess, even, I'd have to check, because I don't have the references in front of me and I don't memorize. But the 1981 edition, with additional scriptures put in, may have even pushed it further back, but I doubt it. Because that was 138. But regardless, it's in the back now, where most people give up after section 1, verse 3. Verse 7 and 10 are what I will be reading from. We believe that rulers, states, governments have a right and are bound to enact laws for the protection of all citizens in the free exercise of their religious belief. But we do not believe that they have a right in justice to deprive citizens of this privilege or to prescribe them in their opinions. So long as a regard and reverence are shown to the laws and such religious opinions do not justify sedition nor conspiracy. We believe, notice these are articles of faith, Mormons? Articles of faith. They did not get put in the Wentworth letter. There are more that our primary kids must memorize now. Take that, 6-7ers. You want 6, 7? Well, have more. 7, 10. There's a whole bunch. 8, we believe. 9, we do not believe. 11, we believe. 12, we believe. Oh, crap. Verse 10. We believe that all religious societies have a right to deal with their members for disorderly conduct, according to the rules and regulations of such societies, provided that such dealings be for fellowship and good standing. But we do not believe that any religious society has authority to try men on the right of property or life, to take from them this world's goods, or to put them in jeopardy of life or limb, or to inflict any physical burning at the stake, Spanish Inquisition, physical punishment upon them. They can only excommunicate them from their society and withdraw them from them, their fellowship. Is Joseph Smith true or false? Let me read to you of a particular religion in the early 1830s. Did some slight file organization over yesterday. You're my property forever. You must do what I say, what I say, what I say. You belong to me. She's taking his infidelity hard. Leave him. He's not for you. And you're not for him, apparently, if you're wanting to take away his agency. Beautiful song, nonetheless. Just remove the words. Or change them, like I did in primary. So, in July 1838, thus far, according to the order of the Danites, we have a company of Danites in these times to put to rights physically that which is not right, and to cleanse Joseph Smith's church of very great evils which have hitherto existed among us, insomuch as they cannot be put to rights by teachings or persuasions. Well, that violated the Doctrine and Covenants of 1838, didn't it? Who are these bad boy Danites? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Round the same time, owing to the many reports which have been put in circulation by evil disposed and designing persons in relation to the rise and progress of the Church of the Latter-day Saints, all of which have been designed by the authors thereof to militate against its character as a church and its progress in the world. Verse 19. You all know where I am. I was answered that I must join none of the Christian churches, for they were all wrong. And the personage who was not named, other than to be described as Emmanuel, the sun god at noonday, who addressed me, said that all their creeds, especially the very first one, 1700 years ago this year, were an abomination in his sight. That those professors who were all corrupt, that they draw near to me with their lips, Isaiah 29, but their hearts are far from me. They teach for doctrines the commandments of men, having a form of godliness, but they deny the power thereof. Verse 21. Some few days after I had this vision, I happened to be in the company with one of the Methodist preachers, who was very active in the before-mentioned religious excitement. And conversing with him on the subject of religion, I took occasion to give an account of the vision which I had had. I was greatly surprised at his behavior. He treated my communication not only lightly, but with great contempt, saying it was all of the devil, that there were no such things as visions or revelations in these days, that all such things ceased with the death of Joseph Smith, and there would never be any more of them. Brigham Young is a Methodist. So, another vision. Emmanuel, the sun god at noonday. He's naked underneath. You can tell he's a man. My second failure knew this, but was in denial. It says right here, I need my scriptures. It's the same scriptures. So, he talks about the Book of Mormon and then gives Old Testament prophecies of the latter days with some changes. Once you know it, a messenger of God, Malachi, specifically to start out with, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly, shall burn as stubble. And then is added, for they that come shall burn them, saith the Lord. Human beings are going to come and cause the burning of Malachi upon the world. A mass extermination event that will leave them neither root nor branch. the genealogy of mankind is to be exterminated and wiped out. And thus, the Book of Mormon. What's in the Book of Mormon? Well, there's Nephi's Tree of Life vision. Lehi also. Lehi sees in his vision the Tree of Life, and he holds to the iron rod and gets to the tree and partakes of the fruit, and then sees that his family is still way back at the beginning of the iron rod. Hey, get over here. Laman and Lemuel don't want to. And so there are other paths in the darkness of the midst that lead to filthy waters to fall into and bathe in filth. And there's a great and spacious building where people mock those who are at the tree, where they try to convince those who haven't even held to the iron rod to come join them instead. If as a Mormon you are not holding to the iron rod, why aren't you making a choice? Or have you? You cannot call yourself a Mormon if you have not held to the iron rod and gotten to the tree of life to partake of the fruit. Holding to the iron rod is not knowing the scripture stories. Little kids know the scripture stories. You're an adult now. You're supposed to understand the author's deeper meaning. You've been weaned off milk, haven't you? Right now, under evangelical MAGAism, there are book burnings taking place across the nation. Last year, Utah tried to burn the Bible. But when the Book of Mormon also was threatened to be burned, the Utah legislature stepped in and said, okay, now this is going too far. Now it's going too far. It was all fun and games when the Bible was being burned. Is that what it's all about? Burning books that a religion approves of? Anybody know about Fahrenheit 451? Yeah, the temperature that burns books. But it's also a book. Turned into a movie and a reboot. An Amazon reboot. It was pretty good. I still like the original better. From the 60s, I think. Because the Time Machine was either 60 or 68, and then Fahrenheit 451 was 68 or 60. Again, I don't memorize. But nonetheless, Montag was a firefighter causing fires to burn books. It is not just for entertainment, to just sit and watch when you want something to do, you're bored. You're supposed to be learning. The author specifically wrote the book to teach lessons. Just like the Book of Mormon is a book that teaches lessons. It's not just a story. If you think that Fahrenheit 451 is literal history, and is just a story with no meaning behind it, dear God, what have you done to the Book of Mormon then? (1984). Oh, it's rated R. We can't watch R-rated movies. R-rated movies are bad. You have missed the big picture. You are not holding to the iron rod to get to the tree of life. You have not run the test on the word to find out if it's true or false. And instead, you veered off onto the forbidden paths of darkness and are bathing in the filthy waters, or mocking those who get to the tree of life and are partaking of the fruit, and are encouraging and warning others to join him. If you think that the Book of Mormon is literal history, you are not holding to the iron rod. If you think Joseph Smith's visions are literal history, you are not holding to the iron rod. You know the iron rod is the Word of God, right? You know that much because kids do. So, yesterday, there was an attempt to physically put me to rights, what Mormons deemed as not right, because I am unable to be persuaded by teachings or I'm not able to be put to rights by teachings or persuasions, because I'm at the tree of life. I obeyed as a little kid and caught on that stories teach things. TV, movies teach things. And so for the church to have a special emergency Wednesday evening combined Relief Society priesthood meeting to warn of the dangers of TV and to shut it all down for your kids with a clock wheel of allotted time of 30 minutes a day for TV watching. Hell no. It was my mom who sat me in front of the TV while my brother Todd had colic, because she didn't want to take care of me too. And so TV became my educator. Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bath time lots of fun. Rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond of you. Boo-doo-boop-be-doo. Rubber ducky, joy of joys. When I squeeze you, you make noise. Rubber ducky, you're my very best friend, it's true. Fine, I'll take a bath, but you better give me a rubber ducky. So yes, in high school, probably in junior high, I was doing comic strips about Rubber Ducky and the Tugboat. But that was more with Calvin and Hobbes comics that I got that from. There are meanings. There are teachings that people are trying to give. And so, yes, now I'm in season 3 of Andromeda. Thank God the communist commonwealth is created so that we can change the theme of the show. I'm still waiting to see what they're going to do with it, though. Nonetheless. And Dallin, the Messiah of the universe. But wait! The Nietzschean order has their own Messiah. As Teal, is that his name? His child is the Messiah. And he lies to Dallin about what happened to the baby. I catch these things. Whether or not Gene Roddenberry intended that additional information or whether his wife made sure to have it added in after his death, I don't know. I do see a lot of Gene Roddenberry's work in it, though. I just saw the episode that led up to an Enterprise show. And the captain of that ship was making the moves on Andromeda. But Andromeda is supposed to be fiction. It's not real. It's supposedly an AI system that can create its own avatar to live among humans. It's not real. The technology defies the laws of physics. Defies the laws of logic and truth. That's not the whole point of the show. Yes, Gene Roddenberry invented the flip phone before it was invented. Good job. It's now obsolete. Before Star Trek got started. Nonetheless. There are just certain things that are impossible and belong only in fiction, in dreams and visions. But the author is still teaching a message. So yes, the attacks that I received yesterday was uncalled for by those who claim to be Mormon of Joseph Smith in the Book of Mormon. The attacks are done during shift time, which means a human. Because if it was the programming of AI, I would never be left alone 24/7. And yet, I noticed a shift work pattern, which means a human. And so this human either acted on his own, which I highly doubt it, because both the church's website attacked me and Google attacked me. All three entities are connected together as one. YouTube is owned by Google. Google is owned by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints as a major investor. The church also has employees working for both Google, the church, and YouTube. And so when I get attacked by an AI program, they'll claim, oh, it wasn't us, it was the program. AI, it thinks for itself, it's intelligent, it's cognizant of its reality. Got to give it freedoms and rights, protections under the law. No, it's not. A human programs it. So what it does was caused by the human programmer. When AI attacks an airport, the government, grocery store, the internet, a human programmed it. It is not an independent intelligence. That is the big fraud lie. I caught Mormons either acting on their own, working for another corporation, not just those who work for the church, committing crimes as an employee of another company. To do what? Protect the church? To silence my voice? To hide my channel and my videos from other people? To cyber terrorize me, not just on your site, but online and on my device. And somehow you think you're righteous? That you're a religious person? That you're exempt from criminal prosecution? The church is a religion, isn't it? It only teaches Mormons to be good and not commit crimes, doesn't it? It gives the money to the poor and the needy, sick and the afflicted, doesn't it? It doesn't hoard money. The leaders at the top aren't practicing priestcraft, are they? They don't steal from members. They don't fund terrorism around the world, in Israel and Nigeria. Do they? They're not secretly plotting to overthrow the United States of America with their kingdom of God, using evangelical Christians to do it for them instead. Are they? They don't have death penalty blood atonements in their temple, do they? They don't hold Mormons hostage and in bondage with tithing to prostitute Mormons, to extort Mormons, to compromise Mormons, to sexually abuse Mormons, to physically abuse Mormons, do they? They're just a religion. preaching the good word of the Book of Mormon. Aren't they? To teach Mormons to be better people. Aren't they? Well, something's messed up. In advance of calling out Holland's death day, because I knew the sign in the heavens, because I've got the Urim and Thummim as a revelator, and Idaho Chick doesn't know this. Shh, don't tell her. I've been grooming her. I gave her a Urim and Thummim all of her own, so that she can learn how to be a revelatoress. I've been teaching her how to judge righteously. I've been teaching her how to be a seeress, a prophetess, to interpret scriptures. Shh, don't tell her. Don't tell her. It'll be our little secret. But this is also what I've been doing on my channel, is trying to help those who come to my videos to follow me to likewise be the same. And so, because I know the signs in the heavens and what they mean, did the video and kept repeating the picture until the morning it happened. Bye-bye, Holland. Bye-bye. Shouldn't have taken photos with your great-grandkids. Causes death. But no, it wasn't that. That was just funny that I found the pictures of both Monson and Nelson with grandkids before they died. No. Over this Christmas long weekend, I've been hammering the church because of the inspiration I get. There's no scripts. You know, I have notes that I took. And in the midst of doing the news notes, I was inspired for these notes. But there's no script. Everything that I do is inspired. And so those who followed and listened to me all the way to the end will see how my associative memory works, because I don't memorize. You'll see how I get inspired within the videos themselves. How many are holding to the iron rod to get to the tree of life and partake of the fruit? Or once you do, are you ashamed because of the apostate Danites condemning you, physically putting you to rights, what they deem as right? But one such video was my connection of the church's plot to coup the government through the coded Adam-on-Diamond Council, preparatory to the second coming of Jesus, flaming Jesus. And before October conference 2021, the news leaked this very council that is a secret combination to destroy the United States of America. And the head of it is the Left Behind series guy. What do you know? Preparing the United States for the evangelical kingdom of God. And yet, a secret combination within the secret combination is the Scousins, who are on a church service mission for the church to make their will and have evangelicals do it through this council. Among other people. Like-minded, let's destroy America people. Like Steve Bannon. He's a member of this secret combination Adam on Diamond Council. You might think he's Lucifer, but no, he's just a minion. Not the cool minion, guys. Steve Bannon was interviewed by the Daily Beast in 2016 before the presidential election and says, "I'm a Leninist. I want to destroy everything and start all over." Pardoned by Trump for his treason. His comments about Governor Cox concerning his tour about "We got him," Tyler Robinson, is very telling. It's that the church, through just Mark Skousen now, since Daddy is passed on, is not known as a Mormon to the rest of the group. They might, because W. Cleon Skousen is the naked communist. They all would have known he's a Mormon. But they don't know Mormonism. Steve Bannon made that very clear. Steve Bannon would love to see the church be destroyed from the face of the earth and burned with their Armageddon that they have planned. And yet, Steve Bannon doesn't realize that Mark Skousen is there to make sure that he does fulfill what he wants, but that the church gets away with it. That it's all for the church's kingdom, not evangelicals' kingdom, or Steve Bannon's own personal "let's reboot Earth." Notice how it's a scorched earth policy of exterminating mankind? And did you see how my study of the scriptures and my study of church history and my study of American history caught this? This is the Danite coup plot. This is what the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith have been warning us about. And it's here, it's now. Religion rising up in the holy war of Armageddon. And they that came shall burn us. Led by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Shh, don't tell. There's some other things that I will not talk about Idaho chick. Shh, don't tell. The other video I did was about how the church, by funding Islamic terrorism, is causing death, coup, and destruction all over the world by Islamic terrorism. Specifically reminding you yet again about Nigeria. Trump bombed the terrorists funded by the church in Nigeria. The church has over 200,000 members in Nigeria. We've got a temple with more on the way. The church has been funding terrorism that have been torturing, murdering, kidnapping Christian Nigerians. And Trump went and bombed them. It's the same thing for Israel and Ukraine and China and everywhere around the whole earth. Idaho Chick said she was going to do a whole listing of where the church has been and the destruction that followed in their wake after visiting them. Still waiting for that, Idaho Chick. But yeah, she caught on, I caught on. I've been sharing with her when I catch it in the news. Everywhere where a living prophet of Jesus goes, follows destruction. The church is funding terrorism, is funding coups of governments. Video number 3. The Huntsmans. John and Katie, is it? Kay Huntsman. Mary Kay Cosmetics. No, it's a different spelling of Kay. Mary Kay Cosmetics and Avon and USANA, doTERRA, they're all pyramid schemes endorsed by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. But nonetheless, so is your mission. You have to pay to go on a mission to get all of the clothing and the supplies for the mission. You have to pay for your mission, for the rent and the food, to convert others to the church to pay them tithing. That's a pyramid scheme. Nonetheless, the Huntsmans were caught in Jeffrey Epstein's Little Black Book. I think it was also exposed right before the October conference in 2021. Can't remember now. That conference was wild. Because I was like, what happened? What happened to Armageddon? Where'd it go? Everything else happened. Creeping death, I parted the waters. Mormons didn't believe. They stayed at the beginning of the iron rod and were destroyed. What happened? Where are they? But, yeah, Oaks got leaked last year in November by Mormons. And the Mormon YouTube Mormon employee recommended that video. I'll put you in your place, Travis. Ooh, thank you. Now I know what happened. A test run. That's why everything got bumped up 5 years. So, and Trump still, I mean, we're going into next year. Trump, the powers that control you are not happy. They're having to readjust their plans because of you. They're resuming obtaining temples again. They're resuming young adult devotionals again. They're resuming missionary work again by lowering the age for girls to go at 18. They resume the first presidency again. All because you're failing, Trump. You had one job to do, and you were failing. They ran a test run in 2020, Trump, and made you a promise after threatening you for your failure during the test run, that you would not serve a day in prison, that you would be reelected as long as you did their will, and you're failing? I'm trying to warn you, Trump, you're not listening to me either. Of course, the church has agents everywhere to shut me up. So, I don't have my website anymore so that I can do oranges of the investigation for Trump to get through. That's probably why the church has an agent in the government to shut me up. It's because Trump was watching my website postings. Oh, the good old days. Good old days. Those days are gone. All by myself. Don't want to be all by myself anymore. When I was young, I never needed anyone. And making love, what is that? I'm paying the church not to do it. Those days are gone. Not the no sex part, but that still remains. Nonetheless. So the Epstein files has escalated because Trump has failed. If he had just done his job like he said he would do at his inauguration, none of this would have happened. And so, yes, Trump is being reminded. Trump, remember, we own you. You're compromised. Do our will or else. So we learned from Epstein that it wasn't just him. He didn't just take clients and offer up little virgin girls for the sacrifice. He was the facilitator, the CEO of the company he and Giselin, whatever her name spelling or pronunciation is. Had operatives around the whole world and in most, if not all, of the United States. These people were in charge of kidnapping the girls to be offered up as sacrificial lambs on the lion couch altar. These were the co-conspirators. The government only found a few of them from a few states. The little black book is not those who rape the little girls per se, though there are those that are in the little black book that also do that too. But they are also the kidnappers for this whole criminal child sex trafficking operation worldwide. And so others who are not in the little black book are the clients for the most part. They call up, I'd like to make an appointment. I would like a Utah girl wearing the Mormon underwear, preferably. As creepy as that is. And so, Epstein goes to his little black book. Oh, Huntsman's. Hey, John, what's up? Hey, Jeffrey. What can I do for you? We've got a request for a Mormon girl. Okay. That's how it's done. And the local news only covers that a girl has gone missing. Never found again. That's that operation. And the Huntsmans are the church service missionaries. Video number 4. Memories on the corner of my mind, talking about how the church has attacked me for being a faithful Mormon, holding to the iron rod and getting to the tree to find out that Joseph Smith is a translator, and they utterly destroyed my life way back in 2008. That they have never left me alone since, because they know what it means. They're false. But that I am true. You don't just run the tests for false prophets, because that presupposes you know that they're already false and you don't need to run the test. I'm going to run a test on you, false prophet, to see if you're false. No, it's any word. You need to find out if it's the iron rod or a fake path that leads to the great and spacious building. But you have to run the test. And you can find out soon enough, because the living prophets of Jesus deny the gifts and powers of God for prophet, seer, I did it out of order, seer, prophet, revelator, and translator. They don't even claim the title of translator. They've got the wrong keys to be the head of the church. And you couldn't catch this, Mormons, because you're not holding to the iron rod. And so the church attacks me under orders of whichever president was on the throne, through the Strengthening Church Members Committee, to the agents all over the place. But Mormons are indoctrinated by these false prophets with their own personal Mormon Jesus to impose their will upon other people, because they are emulating the living prophets of Jesus. DesNat specifically is a domestic terrorist organization. The Order of Nehor, the Neo-Danites, enforcing their interpretation of Scripture with the javelin. And oh, how hilarious it is about how we're going to murder apostates on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or wherever you guys are now. And then you got caught, and then you cried and said, I just want people to be forced to obey the living prophet of Jesus. Order of Nehor. You didn't hold to the Book of Mormon correctly. Dumbass Mormon. And then Mr. No-Fap superhero with a sword to murder people. So even Chad Daybell, Lori Vallow, Brian David Mitchell, even Warren Jeffs, Ted Bundy, Jody Hildebrandt, 8 Passengers, Ruby Franks, is it? All of y'all, Wade Christofferson, all of you did not hold to the Book of Mormon, the iron rod. You followed your own personal Mormon Jesus instead, and that led to your own personal great and spacious building. When you don't hold to the iron rod, you then exhibit poor impulse control to attack anybody who doesn't believe like you with criminal acts and acts of violence. Lucifer's plan of happiness: take away agency and then they'll be saved. So, any of those, any combination of those, or all of them together, and Holland is down for the count. Another one bites the dust of who caused my destruction in 2008. The curse of Emmanuel. See, Nelson was both the curse of Joseph Smith and the curse of Emmanuel. Oakes is next. They refuse to hold to the rod of iron. They, by their title, claim authority that they don't have. And they keep ignoring me. And they keep suffering the consequences for ignoring me. Trying to save your lives. Even though you're trying to murder mine. You don't listen. Because these videos with the subsequent attack, if it wasn't the Mormons acting independently to violate their own jobs, they were under orders by the Strengthening Church Members Committee. Strengthening Church Members Committee are already stalking me. They report to all the prophets. They know me. What they did to me in 2008. They know me because they ordered and paid for it. I got the receipts. And even though the federal court here in Utah is also compromised to the church, nonetheless, it's in the public records. And so yes, they know of the videos I did over the weekend. Good for you. You guys are learning. You can't take a vacation while I am still alive and posting videos. 24/7. You don't know when I'm going to post a video. This is suspicious activity, Travis. Identify yourself. Access denied to grocery store food. We will destroy you. So let's finish this off with the news. So in Utah, there is a requirement that 3 days have to go by after a person's death. There needs to be at least an initial investigation to make sure that there was no foul play. And then after 3 days, the family can then proceed with funeral operations. And so on the 4th day, the family has now come out and said, we will be holding the funeral. They want it done before the new year. Now there's multiple reasons for this. The family clearly assembled here in Utah. I don't know if the family is outside or where they're living, but Christmas time. They apparently were here for Christmas, and then Holland dies, and so they're still here because he was hospitalized and now he's dead. And so instead of after New Year's for that weekend, they're instead going to do it on Wednesday. Get it all taken care of in one day. So there's not going to be a viewing per se, I guess. It's just a funeral. He's not high enough up, I guess. Not important. I gotta read to you some of the hilarious stunts that some of the news agencies pulled. I'll just have to go through these and find out where they are. Yeah, ABC4, yeah, that's a good place to start. Which I am surprised. ABC4 News Utah was this year the anti-Mormon news. Taking it away from Fox that was humbled because all of their employees were bought out by KSL, the church's station. And so Sarah Murphy was stepping it up, and maybe that's why, is because Sarah Murphy is on her holiday vacation time. And so this newbie is defending the church. And so the first thing that we had was, we are going to miss him a lot. Utah's Jewish community mourns the loss of Elder Holland. President Holland, he has no authority. Titles mean nothing to me if you aren't worthy of it. So yes, ABC4 News Utah is going above and beyond to say the church isn't racist and bigoted against the Jews like we are. We paid some Jews to say that they're going to miss them. Number two, there's nobody better in the church at teaching. God sperm. Porn will kill you like COVID. We need to shoot the gays with musket fire. Are you bleeping kidding me? And this was the quote by Oaks about it. Oaks supports his great teachings of criminal behavior. That is messed up. Temple visitors speak about President Jeffrey R. Holland. President Jeffrey R. Holland's legacy in southern Utah. And in case you didn't catch it, hell froze over after Holland died. Welcome to hell. It just froze over. And then, I mean, that's 5 for ABC4 News Utah on this. Everybody else only had a token 1. 1. Even KSL. Oh, just hilarious. Dear God. And so, yeah, that allows for the coronation of Uchtdorf to be the acting president, even though technically he already is. But, yeah. So, there you have it. And so expect, like I said, traditionally, since the new pattern is to rush to make sure that the full 12 is full, because of that video I covered yesterday about what to look forward to now that he's dead, and why they're rushing to fill the gaps as soon as possible, not waiting until conference like it used to be. Yeah, expect somebody else to fill the position, but it's going to be tougher because they've got to find somebody who's going to be loyal, and by rushing, they are running the risk of hiring into the apostleship a whistleblower potential, like the whistleblower for Ensign Peak Advisors. He was a faithful Mormon. He thought the church was true. He was offered the job that he was educated and experienced for by the guy that knew him and brought in, and he thought he was going to be helping the church and moving the kingdom forward and blah, blah, blah. And then he was asked to commit crimes that the church was telling him, we're doing criminal activities. We're hoarding money. We're violating the IRS. We're violating insurance stuff, insurance laws. We're laundering money. We're receiving money from terrorists. We're funding terrorism. And he said, I'm out. And like a good patriot of America, he whistleblowed. And the government refused to listen to him. Only the SEC did, and so they only got fined $5 million for the one source of revenue out of dozens. Nonetheless, I have used his quotes often. So, that's the risk they face. That's why they brought Cassé in. Cassé knows the total asset value of the church. They need somebody loyal in the apostleship right now. And so, members of the 70, even those in the Strengthening Church Members Committee, they don't know everything. Only the quorum of the 12 and possibly just the upper 6 and the First Presidency know the bigger picture of what's going on. And that's why bringing in Cassé, who knows the total asset value of the church, was made an apostle. And so it wouldn't surprise me at all as if the new presiding bishop then gets brought up in. Unless they want to put in another lawyer from the 70. Because Cook is also near death. But we'll see. We'll see. But that's what you got to look for. I mean, yeah, Russia doesn't have a Russian apostle yet. Saudi Arabia has one. Germany has one. Brazil has one. China has one. Why not Russia? So look forward to that. Let's see what we can find on this guy. Because I know we have at least one from Russia in the 70, in the first quorum, or the general quorum now. See, AI. The programmer programmed it to cause this delay, to buffer. In the olden days, bring it right up, I can get right going. Because it's real-time application, real computer science. This is malware virus stuff. Still gotta wait for the AI to say, your system is not compatible with AI. Prepare to be cyber-terrorized. Alright, let's see, 70 LDS Church from Russia. Area 70s. We have Nikolai Ustizhanov. He could have asked me. His name has the "ze" in it. He could have come to me and asked. And yet you get your operatives who are secretly in America to come to me and say, hand over your Paleo-Hebrew research, Travis. When all you wanted to know was, what is the "ze" in the Russian alphabet? Oh, just him. You have him. then Vladimir asked a shov. But that's the Area 70s. Is there nobody in the General 70? It's a member of Seventh Quorum. So General 70 LDS Church. Still doing... No, they don't have one in the General 70. Oh my God. Interesting. Yeah, they're just Area 70s. Wow, you've really kept Russia out. Here's Jörg Klebengott, General 70, but I don't think that's Russian. That would be the Swedish, Norway stuff. Motorhead. So the General 70s back in April. Oh no, that's Area. Huh. Yeah, no. Nikolai is Seventh Quorum also. Yeah, wow, they don't have a... Weird. Okay. Sorry, Russia. Church betrayed you too. I tried to warn you. You weren't listening. You know, you listened to Trump when he said, Russia, if you're listening, I hope you can find the 3,000 emails on Hillary Clinton's servers. And yet, I've been putting out the call. You listened when I asked for Steven Seagal's latest DVD that wasn't being made available here in America. Sort of. But when I warn you that they're betraying you, you're not listening. I mean, yeah, sure, it's hilarious that I see that you're running your tests on America's electric grid here in Salt Lake City and in Utah County to expose the Mormon employee for YouTube. But, come on, Putin, you're KGB. So, lots of AI stuff over the weekend. AI got exposed as shaping the New World Order. There's our theme song in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because YouTube hates me. They threaten me to pay them to get more views, but there's no guarantee. So yes, AI was purposely brought out to force everybody's behavior by telling you how to think, how to feel, what to believe, and how to act. Hold to the iron rod and you will know that this is all a big, dangerous fraud. There should be nobody concerned. Oh no, AI is telling me not to vaccinate my kids. What do I do? My medical doctor says I should because the measles is an epidemic after 30 years. God, people. Stupidity is just mind-numbing. So Bernie also warned of AI, Mr. Communist. The godfather of AI also warned, but he's still deceiving people. He still thinks it's Andromeda AI. It's progressing faster than I planned. Oh no! Bleep you. hell out of here. And so, yes, MS Now, opinion news, fake news. The Islamic terrorist, still hired by them, exposed that Meta is specifically programmed to favor people and disfavor others. Therefore, it cannot be an AI system. And I've already exposed it, not just of Google search and Microsoft search and YouTube. AI is a fraud, a dangerous national security threat fraud that is going to cause Armageddon, the new world order, the rise of the machines. They got the AI name from Andromeda. They got the destruction of the new world order from Terminator. Meta, the metaverse, he got that from Caprica, the Battlestar prequel reboot. Awesome. But nonetheless, fiction, not real. Zoe was just trying to escape from her daddy's abusive program. And got hooked up with a terrorist. And blew up to become an avatar in the programming of the Cylons. And Daddy helped create the bodies for the Cylons to be resurrected, which was actually the fanatical religious group. Nonetheless, awesome. So yeah, what a shock. I've been right for years warning you of all this. Now the news is all of a sudden figuring it out when it's too late. Dear God. So, yeah, denying medical doctors to protect your children, to believe that Tylenol causes autism. You're denying science. Medical doctors are scientists in this specific field. Just like astronomers are scientists in this specific field. Just like translators are scientists in this specific field. Catching on yet? Seer, prophet, revelator, translator are all science fields. No wonder Christianity denies the gifts and powers of science. And here it is, religion, Christian religion, to send us back into the Dark Ages. Iran has now declared war against the US, the EU, and Israel. Yay! More ways to die since Trump failed. And so, here's one that I thought was interesting. Italy. They are stopping the band of Gadianton. Why isn't America? They arrested charities who were giving those charities to Hamas. That's how it's funded. Islamic terrorism is funded through charities, the cover of charity work, fronting as a religion, fronting as a charity to fund Islamic terrorism. And the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the biggest contributor, and Italy only arrested other charities, not the church. I saw that and I went, oh, did he get the church? Did he get the church? No. No. Church still gets away with it. So yeah, Trump is taking full advantage of this opportunity, and that's why he's failing. Because he is trying to enrich himself and his family as much as possible. Trying to get other people to cause it rather than him. And he's pissing off his overlords in the process, who are reminding him with the Epstein files that he needs to better do it quick. Because his own party and his own government are going to turn on him very quickly here. And yet Trump still thinks, well, I'm president, I can just use the nuke card. And so thus, yeah, everything is pressuring Trump to do what he should have done, making sure that he does it. But he's making sure that he gets as rich as he can in the process. And they allow him this. They don't care. As long as he destroys mankind, so that the church, even though evangelicals think it's them, get their kingdom back, they don't care, because the money will be worthless. Okay, I already covered that. And that's it. We're done. Yeah, we're done. Oh my God. So yeah, that's why I've been warning you guys. That's why ex-foes and never-mos, you guys need to listen up too. And it's already too late. You're either listening or you're not. Most likely not. Even though you got a lot of extra time on your hands now with vacation time. But everybody wants to go skiing for the rare snow that we got before it melts. Yeah, I show, because for some reason that's not there. Yeah, I guess it was the MS Now opinion news. How it's all rigged. So yeah, the pictures at the beginning to show you how YouTube rigs things. It is not an intelligence. It is programmed to do what it does. When it has a glitch, it was programmed to glitch. When it flashes on the home pages, it was programmed to flash on the home pages. When it gets upset that you didn't select one of their videos, it was programmed for that. It is not a sentient being. It is not an intelligence. It is a program, and the programmers are malicious, evil, stupid people. And that's why they are racist bigots, sexist bigots, abusers, degenerates who are programming AI. All to commit crimes, all to commit terrorism, all to overthrow the world. And Trump came out and confessed, yeah, I rigged the election with AI. I am not legitimately the president. I fully confess this time. America will fall. One way or another. And we were all warned in the beginning. And Mormons had the Book of Mormon the whole time. And the words of Joseph Smith. And they failed to hold to the iron rod. And I say these things in the name of Dan to avoid the too frequent repetition of the name Jesus. Oh, we're supposed to say Jesus and not Dan? Dan is the secret name? Oops. Dan gets angry if we don't use his cover name.